Hey there everyone, Kyle here. It's Detox completed day 2, now on to day 3. So here's the next video. So I'm going to be sharing a bit about how I'm getting on, and also today I'm talking about why bother? Why would you even entertain a detox in the first place, or a cleanse? For a lot of people it might seem like self-inflicted torture of not eating and having no meat or no treats. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about why you might want to do that. I apologise for the noise in the background. They seem to be doing some roadworks down the road today. So there's two aspects about detoxing that I think are important to mention without going on for hours. The first is the environment we live in. We are surrounded by a toxic environment these days, from air pollution to herbicides, pesticides, fungicides sprayed on the food we eat, to antibiotics and God knows what else that goes into the animals that we consume, from cleaning products, in industry in general, beauty and skincare products, even the fabrics that we wear, the things that, the washing liquid and powder we use on our clothes, and fabric softener, and the fire retardants on our furniture, everything is got chemicals on it. There are like over 100,000 chemicals approved for use in the world. And most of them we don't really know what the impact is on the human body, and a lot of them we do, and it's not good. So whilst our bodies are naturally built to detoxify, we have many organs in the body that are elimination organs: the lungs, the skin, the gallbladder, the kidneys, the liver, the digestive tract and your colon. All of that is designed to eliminate toxins and waste from the body. But the reality is, these days, within the environment that we live, and the way that, particularly the way that we eat for most of us, our bodies can't keep up. So gradually, over months and years, we become more and more toxic. This stuff gets stored in our fat cells. So if you're overweight, then there's a good chance you're pretty toxic. It gets stored by mucus, being surrounded in mucus to protect it from the body, and that gets, held in the lungs and other places. And our bodies just can't get rid of it at the rate in which we're absorbing it, for the most part, unless you're super healthy and you eat a really high plant-based diet, very little meat, very little other processed foods, and you don't drink, and you don't smoke, and you don't take any drugs or pharmaceuticals, then you've probably got a better chance. But for most of us, that's not the case. So we do need to give our bodies the opportunity to clear some of that out periodically, and that's the point of doing a detox, doing a cleanse. So that's one key piece of why bother. The more toxic we become, the less effective our bodies become at getting rid of it. So as one goes up, the other one goes down. So it's really important to do this. And I don't do it as regularly as I would like and as I should. So, it's part of why I'm doing it now. To have a big catch up. So I'm doing 25 days and not just a weekend or a week. So that's the main reason why. And then the other bit comes into, which medical model you subscribe to. Our Western medicine is primarily based on what's called germ theory, which basically asserts that, that all of these germs and bacteria, and it's particularly evident at the moment, and viruses with the coronavirus, they're all out to get us, and we have to produce drugs and vaccines to survive. And the reality is, actually, in the 30 years that I've been involved in health and wellness, I believe that's only true when our bodies are out of balance with the environment that we're in and internally. We have to be susceptible to these things, and our immune system, for the most part, does a pretty good job at keeping most of it out. And I've classed myself as always being quite fortunate. I very rarely get sick with colds or flu or anything like that. Went through this whole winter this year with nothing. Touch wood or touch, something. So, we have to be susceptible, and, being toxic or being deficient in nutrients basically makes us susceptible. And, it's the root, in my opinion, and of, from everything that I've read, of the most chronic disease that we have in our society. Western medicine's pretty good with, some pharmaceuticals and, some of the amazing surgery and stuff they do with acute stuff and with trauma. But with the chronic stuff, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, the list goes on and on and on. We're not so good. We're not doing pretty well. If you look at the stats, it's just getting worse. So, that for me is the other reason why it's important to detox and cleanse regularly, to, make sure you're not one of those statistics. And, the other view of health, which I think goes alongside germ theory to some degree rather than against it, is what they call terrain theory or cellular theory. So rather than, vaccinate, if you imagine a fish in a bowl, in a dirty bowl, a toxic bowl, then, the germ theory is actually, drug or vaccinate the fish. Whereas the terrain theory, the environment we're in theory, is clean the tank. That's the detox bit. And then the fish swims in clean water and it's healthier than if it's swimming in toxic water. Just in the same way that fish in the wild, in lakes and rivers, if they become polluted, the fish die. Now our bodies are 70-80% water. So, what's flowing around inside there kind of matters. We're in the bigger tank, the air that we breathe and the environment that we're in. But we also have almost a tank inside as well. So, from a terrain theory point of view, it's a more holistic approach. It's looking at everything. It's making sure that our bodies are as healthy as they can be, that all of our internal systems are functioning optimally. And that way we come in contact with all these viruses and funguses and bacteria and we don't get sick for the most part. Or if we do, we get sick for a while and we recover because the immune system does its job. So that's, in terms of what I could say, it's a fairly short explanation, but it's probably quite long in terms of doing a quick video to give you an overview of why bother from the detox and cleanse point of view. If you've got any questions, then post them in the comments. I'd love to answer them either in a comment or a future video. Part of my goal with doing these lives is to help educate and share my knowledge. So the second bit for today is how am I getting on? Quite well, I'm pleased to say. So day one was a little uncomfortable in the morning yesterday. When I woke up, I'd taken a supplement to help cleanse out my intestines, my large intestine, my colon, which is the phase of detox that I'm on at the moment, is cleanse the colon, clean out the poop chute, the waste chute. So, I'm taking a couple of things to aid that. So a lot of stuff had been mobilised overnight on Sunday. So yesterday morning I felt quite uncomfortable when I first got up. But after a couple of bathroom visits in the first hour of being up, that all subsided and I felt good. I felt much better actually. And had a ginger tea just to settle my stomach a little bit. And then I had my smoothies and juices and stuff. Hey Janine, great to see you. Through the rest of the day, didn't feel particularly hungry. I had a bit of nibbles yesterday evening, so I had a bit of fruit and a few nuts just to kind of satisfy that wanting to eat solid food. And then other than that, I've been pretty good, to be honest. This morning, yes, went to the toilet, was a little uncomfortable, but as soon as I've been to the toilet, that was fine. It's just part of that process, a little bit of short-term pain for the long-term gain of just, cleaning out that part of the body. But so far so good, not feeling super hungry, just a little bit peckish every now and then, wanting to nibble. Sleeping fairly well, feel generally okay, a little tired today, but that's to be expected. But so far, so good. So nothing more to report than that. If you're interested in improving your health going forwards and learning more, then please join my new Facebook group. There's a link to that above the video. If you've got any questions, then give me a shout in the comments. I'd love to answer them. Beyond that, thanks for watching. Stay healthy. Janine, you're eating chocolate. Naughty. I hope it's dark chocolate. That's more acceptable. Anyway, yes, thanks for watching. Love to you all. Stay well, stay healthy, and see you tomorrow.